I'm Ioana Filip. I'm Executive Creative Director in Energy BBDO Chicago, and I'm judging branded content and entertainment at Clio's. Usually I don't necessarily pick a piece that is public service. I usually go for brand work, but there's something that I saw in the last couple of days and I wasn't familiar with it. It's called Corazón.
Tranquila, está bien.
Don't touch him.
Do you understand the gravity of your illness? Shortness of breath, low blood pressure, chest pain. Should I continue?
And it's a beautiful piece that talks about organ donating, and I think it's one of those pieces that stand out. So I have to define what classic is, because for me classic can be a timeless piece of advertising that I've seen only in the last couple of years. And one of those pieces, to me, is Dumb Ways to Die.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
There's two very particular reasons. One of them is just how fresh and a different perspective it was when talking about a PSA message. And second of all was because I was in Cannes that year and I was sitting way up there, and I would see John going on stage and people were just getting up and singing and applauding, and for me that was an amazing thing to see for an industry that is driven by a lot of ego and envy, and that was fantastic. And I think being able to achieve that as a creative, it's absolutely fantastic. The person that inspired me the most was my mother, because she had this resilience that you need as a fighter. And it's something that I realized only after many years. The place that is very dear to my heart is Bucharest. Now that I'm living in Chicago, I realize again how much influence this has made in my life. And over the last year, I've seen the creative culture just rising and rising, sometimes against all odds, because it's not necessarily a super creative-friendly country. 1 year ago, a friend of mine who's an artist made this beautiful series called The Hounds. We're living in this fast-paced world, and we forget why we're here. And we're just like hounds, we're just chasing everything and not looking behind. And I thought that was very descriptive of what my life was like back then. And now all those paintings are in my house, reminding me every day that I should stop chasing sometimes. I'm judging branded content and entertainment. There's a lot of trends. I feel like there's pieces of content that are based on journalism. So going out there, finding the right stories that feature brands. There's pieces of content that are just beautiful craft. It just feels like natural to be in a very strong craft category. The biggest creative challenge, I think it's, again, I've recently moved markets. I'm coming from a market that is more scrappy, does things faster with lower budgets. And it's great because you get, you become creative in a different way that maybe creatives from other markets are used to. Now living in the States, seeing that things are slower, steady, bigger budgets, which is great. I feel like that, it's an opportunity and a challenge at the same time. We should be more, as an industry, ready for new approaches of doing advertising on a day-to-day basis, not just, every once in a while. I feel like we should be a bit less traditional. We keep talking about it, but we keep doing a lot of traditional. So I just feel like that continues to be a challenge across the industry.